Hope you enjoy watching Discover Joy.
Hey guys, I'm taking a Flixbus from Vienna Central Bus Station, VIB, to Prague Main Station. It takes about 4 hours, and I booked the front seat on the upper deck so I can enjoy the view along the way. We hit some traffic, so the bus went off the highway and passed through some small towns. Look at that, there are so many people out cycling. On the other side, there's a huge traffic jam because of an accident. And wow, look at this town. It's so beautiful I had to start recording a video. Finally, we've arrived at Prague Main Station. I'm staying at Mood Downtown Hotel this time. Got to Prague, looked up, and boom, magic in the sky. Having dinner at a nice cheap Thai place tonight, and then straight to bed. This morning, I'm going out for a little walk. It's early, so there aren't many people, perfect for photos. It gets pretty hot in Prague in August, so don't forget your hat or parasol. There it is, way over there, Prague Castle. They say in Prague, the ducks greet you before the people do. And walking by the river in the morning, I think that's probably true. There are so many of them here, it feels like they actually run the place. Can you see it? It's Slight Uncertainty by Michal Tiarpak. It shows a businessman in a suit, holding a briefcase, floating down from the sky while hanging onto an open umbrella. You'll find pieces like this scattered around the city, so don't forget to look up once in a while. Oh, this wooden table. I feel like I could totally make one like that myself. I can see something up ahead. Oh, and here's a local legend. Back in the 15th century, the master who built the Prague Astronomical Clock, a guy named Master Heinus, made it so perfectly that people from other cities tried to hire him. But the Prague officials didn't want him to build the same clock anywhere else, so they blinded him. In revenge, he secretly broke the clock's mechanism, and it stayed silent for many years after that. Creepy, right? But also kind of poetic. Step inside and, surprise! It's an open-air restaurant. Time to try some Czech duck. This morning's mission: walk 4 kilometers to the market. Let's see how that goes. You can get veggies and fruits here for super cheap. And look at these old bricks. I wonder how many stories they've witnessed over the years. Even this old bucket looks antique. If you have a gentle heart, try not to expect too much from others. Be kind, but without expecting anything in return. This spot is right in front of the Mucha Museum in Prague. There's a scene from The Bourne Identity where Jason Bourne talks to a woman, trying to borrow her Mini to escape, and this is exactly where it was filmed. It's kinda crazy to think that Matt Damon was standing right here. Gives me chills. I walked 8 kilometers today. Give me a round of applause. This spiral staircase reminds me of that Jason Bourne scene where Matt Damon falls down with his enemy. Every hour, the skeleton rings the bell to remind us that time never stops. Then the apostles appear, and the show begins. Here we are at Socha Franz Kafka, the Franz Kafka statue. There's a beautiful story about Kafka's kindness that people in Prague still talk about. One day, near the end of his life, Kafka met a little girl crying in the park. She'd lost her favorite doll. Kafka gently told her, "Your doll isn't lost, she just went on a trip." She even sent me a letter. And from the next day on, Kafka wrote a letter every single day, pretending it was from the doll. In each letter, the doll told stories about her travels and adventures. At the end of the letters, the doll wrote, "I've changed a little during my journey." Then, one day, Kafka gave the girl a new doll, with a note that said, "This is me. I just look a bit different now. Isn't that the sweetest thing ever?" Now, this is Charles Bridge, built in the 14th century under Emperor Charles IV. It's one of the oldest stone bridges in Europe. But there's a funny legend about how it was built. People say the builders mixed egg yolks into the mortar to make it stronger. Some villages even sent boiled eggs by mistake, and others added milk or wine instead. No one knows if that's really true. There's also a local saying that if you make a wish on Charles Bridge while listening to your favorite music, your wish will come true. At sunset, from the west terrace of Prague Castle, you can see the whole old town glowing like molten gold. That's why Prague is called the Jewel of Bohemia. And when you look down from Prague Castle, you'll notice how perfectly Charles Bridge lines up with the castle. That wasn't an accident. Charles IV actually chose the position based on astrology. He wanted the bridge and castle to form the axis of royal power, a path that carries light and energy straight to the heart of Prague. Even today, when the morning sun shines directly along that line, locals call it a sacred moment. Prague was once known as the city of alchemy. Back in the late 16th and early 17th century, Emperor Rudolf II was obsessed with alchemy, the occult, and astronomy. Because of him, all kinds of strange scholars, scientists, and magicians came to Prague from all over the world. It must have been wild back then, a real mix of mystery and science. Inside St. Vitus Cathedral, everything is breathtaking, and can you believe it took almost 600 years to finish building it? One of the highlights is the stained glass made by Alphonse Mucha, a Czech artist famous for his Art Nouveau style. The walls glitter with gold and gems. They say there are more than 1,300 jewels embedded in them. Down in Golden Lane, these tiny colorful houses were once home to alchemists who worked for the king. You can almost imagine them mixing potions, trying to turn lead into gold. If you come to Prague, don't miss this spot, Plečnik's Viewpoint at Prague Castle, down by Zahrada na Velech. It's on the south side of the castle, and from here you get a stunning view of the whole city. The kind of view that makes you think, yeah, I'll definitely come back someday. Every time I see the horizon all warped through a wide-angle lens, I think of my big sister. When we were kids, she saw a photo like that in a textbook and said, "See? The Earth really is round." And that memory never fails to make me smile. I'm always hoping my favorite sister's happy. The boat dock is under Sechov Bridge, 2 bridges north of Charles Bridge. I chose the Vltava River cruise from 8 to 9. And at night, wow, Prague's night view is just stunning. The lights are on from around 8 to 10 p.m., and trust me, you have to see it. No excuses. It's magical. It's not the Last Supper, but I ended up coming back again. After a little sweet treat, it's time to say goodbye to Prague. Don't forget me, Mr. Cow.